And a very good afternoon. Welcome along to this big clash between Australia and Great Britain. And it's Chris Bron that takes it up for the Aussies. John O'Farr and Molly Gray in commentary for you this afternoon. This is a crucial clash. One of these teams will be battling for gold tomorrow afternoon from 4 p.m. Riley Batt pops the pass. Great start for the Steelers. And Chris Bond is in for the first try. So vital to get that first point, Molly.
Yeah, isn't it just? You know, and there's no surprises there that Chris Bond was the one to get over the line first. Between him and Riley Batt, they've both had a fantastic 5-day tournament so far. But we do have 1 day to go, and we've also got this game to go.
Steed gives it to Roberts. Roberts, one of the big heavy hitters for Great Britain at this tournament. He goes over, and we're one apiece. So it'll be Ben Fawcett, the Victorian Bushranger, to inbound it. Looking for some support, has Riley Batt in open court, but he'll tap it just straight down the middle. Bondi tried to get it, but there was a bit of a collision there with Ryan. And the ball goes out of play. Brad Duberly playing a different role as a coach and a ball boy, catching the molten ball on the sideline as Bondi will inbound it. Looks for some opportunities. 30 seconds into this contest, already one apiece. Batt, limited real estate close to the sideline. Now works across to the halfway line. He'll work it beautifully, back and forth, past the Great Britain defence and over the try line. 2-1. So Australia just keep building here. We've had a double overtime game earlier in the day. And the last contest, well, that almost went to double overtime as well. So Ryan inbounds it nicely to Roberts. Roberts working hard. Jimmy Roberts passes it over the top. Nicely to Steed. And Steed works well. The two Jameses combined for Great Britain. And it comes back for Riley Batt. Inbounds nicely. 2 apiece. So much force here from the Australians. Riley Batt working hard to the line. Left and right past Roberts. Oh, that's a brilliant display of effort there from Riley Batt, Molly.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? And what I really liked as well was the fact that Jim Roberts, in his defence there, he was going just as hard as what Riley was. So you can see the intensity in this game is a cracker from the start.
Who will be playing for gold? We'll find out at the completion of this. And, of course, USA-Japan is going on right now at the Netball Centre. The winner of that will play the winner of this for gold tomorrow afternoon from 4 p.m. Myself, Molly Gray and Steve Rebilliard will be your call team for that one. Can't wait. It should be a terrific clash as Fawcett gives it to Bond. Bond works nicely. Brilliant stuff from the Steelers. Working hard to get the points there. And Bondi, the big Queenslander, gets the points. And now it's 4-3 Australia. So a minute and a half gone in this contest. Real back and forth wheelchair rugby so far.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Real tit for tat. Really don't know what's going to happen in this game just yet. I think both teams have come out absolutely firing, so which is good. This is what you want to see in a match like this. This is going to determine who goes into that gold medal match tomorrow, so this is a very important game today.
Steed gets us level at 4 apiece. As now Chris Bond will inbound it, one of the high pointers of Australia. Works it nicely across court. Great work from a fellow Queenslander and Ryan Scott for protection. Just gets past Ryan there. Steed causing some dramas for Batt, but Batt will go to the near side. Squeeze through, and he gets the try there, which gives the Aussies back the lead. 5-4. Great battle between Riley Batt and James Roberts, the 3 and the 9 for Great Britain, Molly.
Yeah, absolutely. But, you know, Riley is a class act, and he has been all week. So there's no surprises there that he's able to just get around them to get over that line and score a try.
Nice work from Coggan in defence. Great Britain with the ball, wearing the red jersey. Just comes back, normally jumping away from their traditional blue and white. They're going to red and white, and Ryan scores nicely on the left flank. That ties us up at 5 apiece. Geez, Molly, you might be reaching for the overtime form, I think, with this one so far.
Well, if it's anything to go off what you said earlier, it is tiring for us to call it. And it's going to be tiring for the players to keep on playing through overtime if that's the case. But we're definitely in for a nail-biter, that's for sure.
These games, these big crunch games, does the mindset change? Your former Wallaroo, does the mindset change when you come to this pointy end of the pencil?
You know what? It does for some, but it also doesn't as well. You realise the importance of a game, but what you need to remember is that you just have to keep consistently building and just stick to your game plan. I think when people start to go away too far from their game plan, that's when things start to go wrong, and they think that they have to overperform when they get to this stage of the competition, which isn't the case. You just have to perform the way within your abilities already, and that will generally take you through to the finals. So if they just stay calm and collected and just keep doing what they're doing, then that's what will get them through to the gold medal match.
A beautiful pass from Bat to Bond across court gets Australia's 7th try of the game. The other margin is 2. That came from a bit of a turnover as Roberts works his way nicely. Great defensive patterns there from Ryan. Bat tries to get him. Here comes Bondi, but a beautiful pass across court. And Great Britain respond nicely with Jamie Steed. Nice connectivity from the Brits there, Molly.
Yeah, it is, and really great support as well. You can see that Riley Bat was honing in on Jim Roberts, but it was Chris Ryan that was able to get around on the outside, create some space, and make it pretty easy to catch that ball over the top. And Bondi responding again with another try.
So 8-6 the score now, 4:51 to go in this opening term. Of course, please join us tomorrow. Finals day, a couple of early games, and then we battle for bronze, which will obviously be made up of the losers of these sides. And Riley Bat scores another one. So 9-6, a quick turnover. The gap starting to just get away from Great Britain early doors. So the losers of this match and Japan, USA will battle for bronze. The winners will battle for gold. That will start tomorrow afternoon as Steed works it nicely. Bang goes Bat. Here comes Bondi. Steed gives the ball away to Roberts. Roberts works it in the key, looking left and right. Just trying to go to that far side. Has Coggan just trying up to hold up Ben Fawcett. And the play is nicely taken there for the try. So 9-7. Margin back to 2. Great Britain really staying in this contest in the early stanza, Molly.
Well, it's really important that they do. Even if Australia are just sitting a couple of points ahead of them, I think that's okay in the early stages of the game. But as long as they don't drop the bundle and let Australia get too far ahead, because when Australia start to get the points on, that's when things will start to go wrong for Great Britain.
So Australia, if they can win this, there will be one undefeated side going into the final. So wouldn't it be great if the Australians could go undefeated right across the tournament as Steed gets a nice pass from Roberts and they go through for the try. So Great Britain coming here, 10 points to 8 in favour of the Steelers. As Bondi, the Queenslander, will inbound it to the New South Welshman Riley Bat. Nice coverage there from Ryan Scott and Ben Fawcett. You can see just on this front screen. They'll come into play now as they work the front defensive line. Fawcett on Roberts. Bondi tries to stop Roberts. Bat slams through. And great hustle from the Steelers gets their 11th try of the game. 3 points the margin. Now, if you're in the market for a wheelchair rugby chair this Friday, which is tomorrow at these championships, IWRF, they'll auction off a Vesco competition wheelchair. It's valued at almost $9,000. All the proceeds will go to the support of the IWRF Hall of Fame, which is sponsored by Vesco Metalcraft. Please get involved. Head online, IWRF.com, for all the details. As Steed works it nicely for Great Britain. Just trying to get some penetration in the line. Roberts works it nicely. Big collision there from Bondi. Great work from Bat. You can see there Coggan protecting them both. Here comes Steed through the line. Has Roberts. Now Steed just trying to get inside that key. Pass across court. Nice play. Chris Ryan with the try. Brilliant stuff from the Brits there, Molly.
Yeah, really great work there. They're connecting really well. They're supporting really well as well. I'm saying well too much then.
I think you're doing that very well.
But also then Ben Fawcett and
Ryan Scott, the defender.
Yeah, they do a really good job slowing down the Brits. That's what I am quite impressed with at the moment.
So Bondi will get through for the try. He'll get the points. 2:53 left in this term. It's going at a very quick pace, isn't it? Australia in the lead, but Britain, they're just coming at them. Ryan gives it nicely there to Roberts. Roberts works it down key. Bondi trying his best to get him. Riley Bat gets shunted out there by Steed. And Roberts goes through for another try for Great Britain. So the margin goes back to 2. Really staying in contention with this one. Both sides haven't used a timeout, either a coach's timeout or a player's timeout. Molly, earlier in the day, we saw most teams use them in the first term. So it's interesting that both sides haven't even reached for that timeout yet.
Well, I don't think they need to yet. I don't think either of them have been in a position where they've been a bit stuck and the shot clock's been running down too much. They've all found themselves in situations that they can muscle their way out of, or they've got the space to move around the court as well. So we'll probably start to see the timeouts being used maybe in the second or third quarter.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they're used. Coggan gives it into Ryan. Ryan nicely works it to the line, just bumps around Bondi. Now Ryan just trying to work there. Coggan protecting Bondi beautifully. Big collision between Bat and Coggan. Ryan with the ball, but he needs to get the Molten ball loose. He's in the attacking half. Hard work to do. Has Roberts in front of him. Might use him. Pops the pass. Brilliantly read through the arms of Chris Bond. And it goes through for a try for the Great Britain side. They're down by 2. Brilliant stuff from Great Britain. They didn't panic in the clutch there, Molly.
Yeah, they didn't. And Chris Ryan, he really slowed it down there. It looked like he might have been a little bit fatigued, but I think that it was all on purpose, that he was just slowing down the play and just sort of trying to work his way around and give his teammates time to find some space to make it easy for them to score the try.
So Bat now works it, just taps it away. Ball will go out of bounds. It'll be inbound here in a matter of moments. And referee just having a discussion. Thought a timeout may have been called. Clock stops at 2 minutes and 2 seconds. Great crowd in attendance here. There's a wheel change. That's what it's for. Chris Ryan for Great Britain, 13-11. As you can see, Ryan getting a new wheel for the cart. Wonderful attendance, not only today, Molly, obviously the Australian support, great to see, but it's been wonderful attendance right across the last 5 days. Yeah,
it absolutely has. On the opening day, it was incredible. There were so many people here to watch the opening ceremony and the first couple of games, but I've been, really surprised throughout the week that there has still been quite a lot of people here. All of the schools turned up today, which was amazing. Yesterday when Japan were playing, there were all these little Japanese girls down there with their families, and they were going crazy, and it was just amazing. So, and again today, great turnout. Everyone loves an Australian game, and there are a lot of Australian supporters in the crowd too.
So Bat takes it on the line, and it's 14-11. A minute 48 left in this term. Inbound nicely to Roberts. Great work from Ryan, just trying to protect Riley Bat. You can see there. Now Roberts takes on the line. Ben Fawcett coming across, a big collision with Bondi, but Jamie Steed in open pasture. He goes over the try line. Great Britain just bring it back to 2. Just over 90 seconds to play. John O'Farr and Molly Gray in commentary. We hope you're enjoying the coverage and this game between Australia and Great Britain. Bit of an Ashes battle, Molly, between these two great sides.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're putting on a great show for us today. It's very tit for tat. Australia are sitting just ahead of Great Britain, but Great Britain are working really hard to keep that margin to as minimal as possible.
So Roberts works it nicely. Has Ryan just there. Roberts flying up the flank, gets around Bondi. Bondi manages to stay on 2 wheels. Brilliant hands, Jamie Steed. He's close to the line. Will he go there? Oh, it bamboozles Riley Bat. That's impossible almost to do. But he did it with such flair there, Molly. Terrific stuff.
He did, didn't he? That's really great. Riley's a really, he's a very strong defender, but it's great, when you can turn one of the greats inside out in your attacking play.
Bat and Chris Ryan go at the line. Nice work from Bondi. Bondi works it hard. Fawcett working harder, trying to stop the Great Britain side coming. There's Roberts on Bond. Brilliant work from Ryan Scott. Oh, Queenslander helps out another Queenslander. And Australia score 16-13 in favour of the Steelers. Here comes Roberts. Gets a nice pass. Tries to get around Bondi and Bat. Now it comes back. They slow it down. Inside the final minute, as you can see. Roberts works the flank. Goes through the needle. And a great try for Great Britain. Brings it back to 2. 16-14. Oh, geez, it's like watching a game of tennis back and forth. So Australia on the attack now. You can see Riley Bat with the ball there. He's got Bondi in his sights. Trying to work it nicely. Here comes the protection in Ryan Scott and Ben Fawcett. Riley Bat just slowing down the clock. You can see it getting to that 17 seconds mark. Great first term. We hope you're enjoying this contest. Riley Bat works it nicely close to the line. Left and right. Plays it well. Brilliant stuff. Ryan Scott Wonderful stuff. Riley Batt and Steelers, they bring the margin to 3. It'll be interesting to see what tactics Great Britain use here with 8 seconds to go.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the smartest thing for them to do is to try and hold on to it, because we know that if they're holding onto the ball, by the time the...
Oh, just out of reach for Jimmy Roberts. So, quarter time here at the Key Centre. Brilliant clash going on between Australia and Great Britain. Australia, the Steelers, they lead it by 3. A break and back with more.
Hello, Jean. Good of you to let your husband borrow your brand new car. Your insurance covers you, though, right?
I think so.
Ah, Jenny, you got a new employee and a new Narazzo 1300. That machine's insured, isn't it? Date night, eh?
Yeah, and our daughter's having a few friends over.
Yeah, I saw that on social media. I take it your home is insured for that. Don't just think you're covered, know you are with GIO.
See, feel, climb. First out, last in. Look round corners, look in crannies. Go down dark alleys, lose yourself. Catch a lift, break new ground. Turn things inside out. Go walkabout, get set. Go after the goosebumps. Never stop discovering.
Linda, Lindsay, look at you two. Date night?
Our daughter set it up.
Well, that is a thoughtful child.
I know, right? She even booked us dinner in a hotel. She might even have a few friends over.
Yeah, I reckon there's 120 people coming to your house tonight. You are insured, aren't you? Don't just think your home is covered. Know it is. With accidental damage cover with GIO Platinum Home Insurance.
It's like you may as well just make it feel as comfortable as you can. Just imagine that. Like, have you ever done it with someone where you've just got like...
And welcome back to the Key Centre. Terrific game here between the Steelers and Great Britain. Thanks for joining us. As you can see, Great Britain on the attack. John O'Farr and Molly Gray in commentary. Brilliant start for Great Britain. They needed that point there to get themselves back in too.
Yeah, Jim Roberts, he's been absolutely everywhere today. So it was interesting to see then. I thought that he was going to go for the long shot, but he was just sort of, it's like he was teasing Riley Batt a little bit and just sort of, ended up going at himself, which is great to see that he's got no fear in the amazing Australian player.
So Ben Fawcett works it nicely, gives it to Riley Batt. Batt works hard, twists and turns. Bondi's coming. Brilliant work from Michael Ozan. Oh, that's a terrific pass. What a catch from Chris Bond. The beards combined beautifully. All 4 of them to get 1 try. 18-15, the margin 3. 7.5 to go before half time. Great Britain on the charge. Nicely working to Steed. Steed goes there, left and right. Pivots, twists. Riley Batt's gone down. Jamie Steed's gone through, and the try is there as Batt will be up on 2 wheels. Big contact there for Riley Batt there, Molly.
Yeah, it is, and he goes in really hard, doesn't he? But that's that's the trademark of a great player, just the way that he manoeuvres himself around the court. And you can see here the replay. Just look at the way that he pumps his arms, and he really reached out then to try and get the ball back, but ended up just costing himself a bit of a tumble.
Back to live action. Ryan inbound to Roberts. Great Britain now trying to get it back to a 2-point deficit. 7:21 left in this half or second quarter. Roberts just decides to come back to that near side. Nicely worked from Ryan. Ryan in protection. Looks like he's called an equipment check there, Jimmy Roberts. He's ripped off the wheel. And one of the Great Britain techs will come on in half a second. He has a minute to change over this tyre. So he'll put on that tyre there. Wonderful to have all the support of GIO as our naming rights sponsor, City and Land Rover as the major sponsors. Wonderful support from the Australian government, state government, Sydney.com, the Navy, Rugby AU, Wheelchair Sports New South Wales, and someone very close to your heart, Molly, the Australian Defence Force.
Absolutely. I have been in the Army for 10 years, so it's great to see that they're branching out and helping other organisations build their sporting empire.
And Riley Bat fires a pass across court. Oh, geez, that's brilliant stuff from Chris Bond. Just didn't panic there. He had Great Britain coming up on his tail. And Bondy goes through for the points as they'll inbound with Ryan. Great Britain now on the charge through Roberts. Roberts, you see Bat coming at him. Pass goes down long court. And it finds Jamie Steed. And Great Britain respond nicely. 19-17, back to 2 points. Of course, the winner of this plays the winner of USA-Japan, which is currently underway for gold tomorrow, Molly. And the loser will play for bronze against the loser of USA-Japan. So either way, we've got two really big clashes tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah, we do, don't we? When you say loser, it sounds so harsh, but it's kind
Second
of
winner.
Second winner. No, you can't say that, can you? No, do you know what? I think we're in for a great couple of days, and we're in for a great day tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be absolutely insane. There's going to be a lot of pressure on all these teams to take out the win. So Riley Bat going over for another try. No surprises there. He and Chris Bond have just been try-scoring machines for Australia over the last 5 days.
If we learned anything from Talladega Nights and Ricky Bobby, if you're not first, you're last. So Great Britain now trying to get themselves back in this contest. 3 points the margin. 6:15 left on the clock. And it looks like, I thought a timeout might have been called there, but it'll be inbound for Great Britain. So it's amazing, Molly, we're sort of a couple of minutes into this second term, and both sides, they've got 2 coach timeouts and both 4 regular timeouts. So it's, it's rare in this sport that it can go this long without a timeout.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're probably both teams are just going to save them until they really need them. Like we said earlier, this game's been very tit for tat, score for score. So people are being able to get out of those sticky situations quite easily. So they'll probably start using them soon. We are getting into nearly halfway through the second term, so we'll see what happens.
As Chris Bond gets the try there for Australia, 21-18, 5:53 left in this one. Ryan will inbound it, goes long to Steed. Steed just twists and turns around Bondy. Good contact there from Ryan on Bond. Here comes Steed under some pressure from Fawcett. Has to go across court, does well. Brilliant pass to Ryan. Ryan pops it over. Brilliant stuff, Great Britain. And Roberts scores the try for the Brits. Brings it back to 2. 21-19 now, just over 5.5 to play. Goes short, Bond to Ozan. 2 Queenslanders combining nicely. Looks for some support. Ozan just trying to protect Roberts. Nice work from Bat. Brilliant pivot and spin off Jamie Steed. Look at Riley Bat zipping down the line. Tries to go hard. Plays it nicely. And they go in for the try. So the progress score between USA-Japan, 39-33. Japan in front. That's quite interesting, actually. Japan are playing a little bit better than I thought after some of the performances I've seen. So some work to do for the Americans, but looks like a great game there at the Netball Centre. Of course, if you want to see that, you can head across to the Netball Centre on the live stream, 2018 WRWC.com, or, of course, catch up on the in-demand section, which will follow, of course, once you finish this game between Australia and the Brits. Good pass across court to Bondy. Nice pass across to Riley Bat. Bat works it beautifully. Spins it on the left. Great stuff from the Steelers there, Molly.
Yeah, Bat and Bond work really well together, don't they? You can tell they've played together for quite some time now. Just their experience in knowing where the other player is when they're around the court, so they can really lean on each other to help one another out if someone gets in a sticky spot. And you always know that one of them is going to go over for the try.
Yeah, absolutely. So here goes Roberts. Nice, great work from Steed. Brilliant stuff from Jimmy Roberts. Goes through for a try. You're amazed by some of the work that's done out there, aren't you, Molly?
Oh, I haven't really seen the Brits play very much this week, so I just think it's really great that, there's a team out there that can really match the Australian side. USA have done a great job this week as well, and so did Japan, but so far the Brits are impressing me.
Yeah, of course, Australia and Japan, they fought each other in the World Cup final or the Paralympic final at Rio de Janeiro in 2016. Double overtime it went. The Australians and the Americans, 59-58. Of course, a historic win to the Steelers. It's Jimmy Roberts, good to see him back on 2 wheels. And now Australia will inbound through Chris Bond. Bond just pops up the pass nicely to Bat. Bat will casually go at it. Comes inside that defensive line, now goes inside the attacking zone. Has some work to do on that far side flank. Ozan protecting Roberts nicely. Bond working beautifully. Great work from Ben Fawcett close to the line. Here comes Riley Batt. He's had to have a bit of a rethink. Now he comes back. Bondi holding line. Great work there from Michael Ozan. Bondi just working nicely at the key, but here comes Batt. Again, he comes to that left side. Now back to the right. Now to the left. Bumps off Jamie Steed. Gets the try for the Steelers. 24-21. The margin to 3-4 to play. Terrific game we're seeing here, Molly.
Yeah, Riley Batt, he's absolutely relentless when he is trying to go for that line. It's great to see. He weaves around the top of the key and really spreads that defensive line out. So he puts a lot of pressure on the Brits when they're in defence.
Pass was intercepted, but it's regathered by Roberts. Roberts takes towards the try line, and he'll glide through for an easy try for Great Britain. It brings them back within 2. 24-22. John O'Farr, Molly Gray, your commentators for this broadcast. Now Bondi works it to Ozan. Ozan gives it back to Bondi. Bondi plays it at the line. Just works it nicely. Little hand in the play the ball area there, so a striking call will come up. And I've been watching a lot of the other games from the Netball Centre on the live streams in the on-demand section, Molly, and it's just wonderful to see all the comments that you see from various people in all different parts of the world really getting involved and following their team in this competition.
Yeah, I think it's really great. I've heard that we are having such a broad reach around the world to all of the different spectators, and it just goes to show that people are willing to get up to watch the wheelchair rugby because they're doing such a great job and they're showcasing their sport in just in a really positive, great way.
So Bondi will just play it to the line and take up some more time on that shot clock. He goes through for the try. Brings that margin back to 3 with just over 3 to play. Australia now looking for some options in defence as Roberts will inbound it for Great Britain. Has Steed short, but might go a little bit longer than that. Steed working hard around Batt. Batt's causing him some problems. Punches the ball short, but he's gone over the line. So an equipment check, in fact, it is. Thought he might have been penalised for just holding that ball too long in that try line area, but it'll be an equipment check. And the first timeout will come for Great Britain. So finally, Molly, after, 13 minutes of play, we've seen our first timeout.
Yeah, it's a bit strange that they've waited so long. Everyone tends to have at least one timeout in the first half. But, you know what? I think that was a really great opportunity for Great Britain to just sort of stop, recharge, have a bit of a chat and get back out there and up their intensity a bit more. I mean, they're doing such a great job so far. And, we've really got to give some credit to Jim Roberts because we say that Riley Batt is, relentless and powerful around the court. But Jim Roberts, he is quite a similar player.
Steed gets a nice pass from Roberts. Steed fires the pass across court. Brilliant stuff and connectivity from the Brits. And they go through and bring that margin back to 2, 25-23. 2:53 left in this second term or first half. Now Bondi will just line up. He's got a couple of players short in Ozan and Fawcett. But looks like, have Australia called a timeout? I'm not sure. Yes, they have. They have called a timeout. So there you go. Great Britain do one, and, 10 seconds later, the Australians do it. So interesting choice that they've had it in such quick succession, Molly.
Yeah, it is a little bit, but, they've definitely got a plan behind this game, and you would have to against a team like Great Britain because they are definitely, giving the Australians a run for their money. So everything that they do they have to, come at this with a plan.
So a couple of changes for the Australians in that timeout. Nicholson just gives it back into Batt. The other new player is Edmondson. Oh, the pass over the top from Batt to Edmondson. Beautiful. Steed and Roberts try to hold up Edmo. Edmo, brilliant pass to Riley Batt. Oh, Mr. Reliable does it again for the Steelers. 26-23. 2.5 to play. Wonderful stuff. Edmo didn't panic there, Molly.
No, he hasn't all week either. We said yesterday in the game against Japan that Edmo is a really great, he's just a reliable player as well. So when you've got Riley Batt out there and Edmo in support, you know that it's going to be a really great matchup between the two.
So Great Britain, nice pass across there. And it goes to the Great Britain try scorer in Jamie Steed. 26-24. Now the margin back to 2. Josh Nicholson, the Queenslander, will try and inbound it to Riley Batt, but Batt's got some trouble there with Jamie Steed. Roberts just trying to keep Edmo out. Fawcett coming in to cause some problems. Edmo just away from him, the Molten ball. And, well, the changeover might come. So Great Britain will get possession of it. Yes, they will. It'll be Chris Ryan that inbounds it. 26-24. Pass across to Steed. Steed just working the line. Now has a couple of options inside that attacking zone. Coggan is working nicely just on the flank there on the left-hand side there of Steed. Steed works it nicely. Coggan holding out Batt. Pass across nicely. And it goes for Jimmy Roberts. Another try. And again, just not panicking in the clutch moments. Great Britain here. They're down by just the 1 now.
They're really not, and you can see that they're starting to angle in on Riley Batt as well, so they know that he is one of our most powerful players. So you're seeing 3 of the Great Britain players, really starting to put the pressure on Riley and trying to trap him and stop him and just shut him down completely.
So a nice pass to Riley Batt, and Australia get another try, another one for Riley. It brings the margin 2-2, and there is 2 left in the second term. So a bit of synergy with the number 2 there. Rarely get that in commentary. The ball comes across court nicely. Works it to Steed. Steed just holds up the pass. Thought he was going to go Coggan, but he now goes inside that attacking zone. Has Roberts on his flank, but he might not use him. Bamboozles Riley Batt instead. Riley Batt, well, he's Great Britain side. They've done their research on Riley, Molly.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's what you need to do going into a match like this. You need to really study the types of players that Australia has if you want to shut them down. And look at this foot race here. Australia goes over the line again.
Wonderful stuff from Riley Batt. So just as he gets beaten close to the line, he bounces back. It's just simply incredible. So Jamie Steed now works hard. Just tries to go around Riley. Pops the pass over. 1 bounce into the cart of Chris Ryan. And Great Britain bring it back to 1. So just under 90 seconds to play before halftime. We've got a terrific game here. USA and Japan are playing at the moment. Good hands from Nicholson to Riley Batt. Batt pops the pass. Edmo now combines in there. Fawcett working hard. The Victorian trying to get the New South Welshman some space. Timeout called. The second there from Riley Batt. Smart play from Riley. Edmo was stuck. They didn't panic, and they've got the timeout. That's really, really smart wheelchair rugby from the Steelers.
Yeah, it really is. That was probably the best decision they could have made then. You could see again that the Great Brits were just honing right in on Riley Batt, and then they did the exact same thing to Edmo as well. So there was probably that, calling a timeout was their only option.
So you can see the Australians just having a board meeting. Jason Lee's there in the jumper number 7. He played his 200th game yesterday. So congratulations to Jason, bringing up the double ton in wheelchair rugby. A great honour for a terrific player. He's been a great stalwart in wheelchair rugby. I was talking to his partner earlier, and she reckons that he might be set for Tokyo in 2020. So another 2 years still of wheelchair rugby, hopefully, for Jason Lees. Great Victorian and a wonderful Australian player as Riley Batt just works it nicely, plays it at the line, comes left flank. Brilliant work there from Ben Fawcett to block out Chris Ryan. So much versatility in this side, Molly.
Yeah, there really is. There's been... the Australians have proven to us over the last few days that there is so much versatility in their side, and, the way they attack, the way they defend, and the way that they block as well. They're really just in, they're all in good connection with one another.
Chris Ryan, great pass. Went almost the length of the court. 29-28 now, Australia by 1 inside that final minute of the second term as Lees will inbound, tries to find the new man on the court, Warren, but he'll decide to go with Riley. Riley just tries to go backwards to go forwards. May need to get rid of the Molten ball on this occasion. Pressure on the Australians. Good pass to Jabs. Warren now, but a timeout called. So a big timeout call there for the Australians. They were stuck there, but, geez, Molly, I thought they might have been a bit premature with that because Batt got that pass away to Jaden Warren. But we'll see it inbound. As Australia on the attack, Jaden Warren now just passes across to Batt. Batt Just tries to come hard inside that defensive line. Brilliant blockage there from Ben Fawcett. Holds up the pass. What a hit from Jaden Warren. I think that was on Jamie Steed. It was. Great smashing power from the Steelers here. Now Riley Batt. Clock is counting down at 7 seconds. Let's see what Batt does here. Doesn't panic. Keeps it cool. Keeps it collected. 1 second to go. Brilliant presence of mind in the clutch there, Molly, from Riley Batt.
Yeah, isn't it just? He doesn't give up. He's never given up in any game that we've seen him play this week as well. But that was really good connectivity then with Jaden Warren, who's really doing a great job in helping him out and using those blocker plays as well. That just gives Riley that extra time and that extra space to be able to move around the court and do what he does best, which is score some tries.
Half-time here at the Key Centre. Great clash going on between the Australians and the Great Britain side. 2 points the margin in favour of the Steelers. A break and all the action on the other side of the second half.
Hello, Jean. Good of you to let your husband borrow your brand new car. Your insurance covers you, though, right?
I think so.
Ah, Jenny, you got a new employee and a new Narazzo 1300. That machine's insured, isn't it? Date night, eh?
Yeah, and our daughter's having a few friends over.
Yeah, I saw that on social media. I take it your home is insured for that. Don't just think you're covered, know you are with GIO.
See, feel, climb. First out, last in. Look round corners, look in crannies. Go down dark alleys, lose yourself. Catch a lift, break new ground. Turn things inside out. Go walkabout, get set. Go after the goosebumps. Never stop discovering.
Linda, Lindsay, look at you two. Date night?
Our daughter set it up.
Well, that is a thoughtful child.
I know, right? She even booked us dinner in a hotel. She might even have a few friends over.
Yeah, I reckon there's 120 people coming to your house tonight. You are insured, aren't you? Don't just think your home is covered. Know it is. With accidental damage cover with GIO Platinum Home Insurance.
Very happy anniversary, of course, to the IWRF. This year marks the 25th anniversary of the International Wheelchair Rugby Federation, created in 1993 as the governing body for the sport of wheelchair rugby. The IWRF would like to thank all the athletes.
With the chick that was the stylist, and now she's like hooking me up with heaps of free clothes. The stuff that, and that was one of the main reasons why I went on as well. I was like, fuck, if I can work it well enough, I don't really give a fuck about the dude. Don't really care.
Only a rule if you're not involved, Molly.
Well, you know, it is what it is. No, but yeah, so this chick was just like, how often do you go to events? And I was like,
Of course, in a few months' time, the commencement of the 2018 Invictus Games will be taking place on the 20th and the 27th of October. The Invictus Games, created by His Royal Highness Prince Harry, Duke of Sussex, is an international multi-sport event for wounded, injured or sick armed services personnel and their family and friends who support them. You might notice that there are some Invictus Games athletes here at Key Centre Arena. So ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the Invictus Games Australian team, who will be competing on this very court in just a few months' time. We wish you all the very best of luck. in your upcoming tournament. You've already done us proud, and we're sure that you will continue to do so. Score update, Japan vs USA with 3 minutes remaining. Japan, 47. United States, 42.
To the key centre for this clash between Australia and Great Britain. 47-42, USA-Japan. Japan in the lead. 2 minutes to go. So that should be an exciting clash. So possibly another Australia-Japan final, which will be very interesting. John O'Farr and Molly Gray here at the Key Centre. And Molly, we've got a really strong battle here. Great Britain, they're absolutely charging for the Aussies.
Yeah, they are, aren't they? This is what I love about matches like this. You know, we've got two great teams and it's tit for tat and no one is giving up so far. There's no one giving in, no one's scared of anyone, and they're both putting on their best display of wheelchair rugby.
So 1 point the margin. Hope you're enjoying the coverage on the live streams. All the commentary team have been doing a wonderful job, keeping you entertained and keeping you very busy with all the action on court. 42 games by the time the tournament is done. So that's quite an amazing effort from a logistics point of view. Molly, you've seen all the people working around here at the centre at Homebush, both the Key Centre and the Netball Centre, doing a wonderful job, but it's a massive task, isn't it, getting players in places and all that sort of stuff?
Yeah, it really is. And from going from a player last year to now sort of more in that support role and in that volunteer role, you really have an appreciation of what goes on behind the scenes in order to make this quite a seamless tournament for all of the athletes. So they don't have to worry about a thing. They just have to turn up and do their job. But it really does take an army to put this together.
Pardon the pun. 30-29. It's wonderful to get great support from the Australian Defence Force. They've done a terrific job. I've seen a number of their members floating around in uniform, but doing the volunteer role, so helping out in various ways, whether it's ticketing, telling people where to go in terms of events and all that sort of stuff. So great stuff from the Australian Defence Force. It's wonderful to have them a part of the organisation, as well as all the other sponsors, GIO, City and Land Rover. As Riley Batt now just tries to get the ball off Jimmy Roberts, but the 24 there and Ryan Cowling is desperately trying for that not to happen. And the turnover has occurred. Well done to Chris Bond. Worked harder than a Land Rover through the dirt. Nice work from Riley Batt. He gets possession. Tries to get it to the line. Threads the needle. Brilliant stuff. Ben Fawcett. Oh, that's Riley Batt's try, but Molly, such great work from the defensive men in Ben Fawcett and Jason Lees.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, they did a really great job then, but it wouldn't have happened if Chris Bond didn't get that ball back as well. So it's really great to see that, that they're not stopping and they're going to keep going all the way through this third period.
And Aaron Phipps in the white headband goes through. Jeez, I haven't seen a Brit wear a white headband since possibly Bjorn Borg in the early doors of Wimbledon in the 80s. Goes through for Chris Bond, and Bondy will just hold up the line and he'll go through for the try. So now it's 33-30, the margin 3 points. We hope we can have your company for the final day tomorrow. Oh, geez, two wonderful clashes, possibly Australia-Japan for the gold medal and maybe USA-Great Britain for the bronze, Molly. But either way, two really exciting clashes for the final day of the championships.
Oh, I'm sure there's going to be no shortage of excitement tomorrow. You know, and it's going to be two really great games as well. All four teams have played out of their skin the last couple of days and just proving to us why they are the top four teams, and can't wait to find out who is the top team.
So the Steelers trying to be one of those teams in the gold medal final, 34-31, 3 points the margin. Now Cowling will inbound it. Tries to get across field nicely to Phipps. Phipps just bounces around past Bondy. And good pass over the top. Clever stuff. Jimmy Roberts. He scores another try for his tally. And the 32nd try for Great Britain. 34-32. 5:52 left in this third period. Game absolutely flying. Hope you're enjoying it. Oh, geez, I tell you what, that pass from Riley Batt to Chris Bond was probably longer than one of Father Todd's sermons on a Sunday. Nice play there from Chris Bond. I believe that's 1-1, sir. Ryan Cowling now works it to the line for Great Britain. You never tell anything to a commentator. They've always got the last word. Jimmy Roberts plays it to the line. Oh, shuffles through like Molly yesterday with a handbag. Oh, there's a big spill close to the line. Jonathan Coggan going down. Be interesting to see the call here, 35-33. Let's hope Jono's all right in that cart. Took a heavy spill close to the line. Take us through this replay here, Molly.
Oh, you can just see here, the Brits going down. They're going really hard. And look at the way that Riley Batt goes in that defensive role there and absolutely slams the Brit. But luckily, he's okay. We've seen some really good hits this week. And I think there's only been one sort of injury that's come out of it. Someone came off with a bit of a concussion and got ruled out. But other than that, everyone's managed to survive the fall.
Yeah, which is a wonderful thing and quite a surprising thing, really, based on the ferocity and intensity of this sport, especially at this time of the tournament, as Bond gives it to Batt. Batt just tries to work it nicely, spins around. Brilliant protection from Ben Fawcett. Great work from Riley Batt. Michael Ozan take a bow for that defensive pattern. And Riley Batt goes through for a try, but it all belonged to Ben Fawcett and Michael Ozan, that try. So Ryan Cowling will work it to the line. Inbound to Phipps. Phipps just works it. Comes to the line. So you can hear the dulcet tones of Gary Lowe over the PA. It sounds like Japan have beaten the US, which I've got to say, Molly, is a little bit of an upset. I thought Team USA might have got the job done, and they're out of the final and into the bronze medal game, and possibly Australia-Japan tomorrow from 4.
Yeah, I agree. I thought that the US would really give Japan a run for their money, but I mean, both teams have put on a pretty great show this entire week, and it's one of those ones where it's like they're just two different teams. They've got two different styles, but both definitely worthy of the gold medal match.
So Riley Batt goes through. So Team USA, they go into the bronze game and they will face off the runner-up in this one, either Great Britain or Australia. And Japan will face the winner. Who will that be? We'll find out in about a quarter and a half's time. Jimmy Roberts. Nice work from him. Great Britain go through, bring the margin back. And 37-34. The margin you can see is 3. So Ben Fawcett will work it nicely. So 3 timeouts left for Great Britain. 1 for Australia and 2 coach timeouts for Great Britain and just the 1 for Australia. Tapped away by Jimmy Roberts, but it'll go back to Australia ball because it came off the hand of a Great Britain player. And Bondi will inbound it from the corner. So 4:45 to play. And there's a substitution for Great Britain. So Cowling and Phipps are off. And I'm just trying to find the numbers. Ryan and Steed go on for Great Britain. Passes across court from Bondi. Bondi working it nicely. Up the court he goes. Inside that attacking zone. Nice work from James Roberts. Brilliant stuff, Chris Ryan. Jamie Steed working beautifully and protection, trying to knock out Michael Ozan. Great stuff, Ben Fawcett creates a hole. Jamie Steed says, nah, you're not going to get through here. But Riley Batt says, yes, I will. He'll get a try. And the Steelers score. Brilliant stuff from the Steelers and the Great Britain side there, Molly.
Yeah, it was. And Ben Fawcett as well. He definitely played a pivotal role then in helping Riley get across the line. So you've really got to pay credit to the guys that are doing all the work as blockers out there on the court.
Nice play across there to Jamie Steed. He gets the points. And it's played there for Chris Bond. So if you're just joining us with this coverage, thanks for your company. 38-36. What a game between Japan and the US. Japan getting the job done over the US. So they go to the gold medal game. And the US, they will battle for bronze tomorrow afternoon from 1:30. We hope we can have your company for both games on the last day of the championship. All thanks to GIO. as Chris Bond goes through. Takes some time off that shot clock. From what you've seen over the last couple of days, what are your thoughts on the sport, Molly? You didn't really have any idea coming in, but has it amazed you? Has it exceeded your expectations?
It has definitely exceeded my expectations. I love it. I've loved every second of it. I think that, coming from rugby union, I was always a really aggressive player and, I love heavy contact. And I didn't really know what I was walking into when I accepted the job to commentate the wheelchair rugby. And you know what, just seeing the guys out there, the guys and the girls out there, and just the physicality that they bring to the court, I'm amazed. And it's such a tactical game as well. I love that, you've got those heavy hitters like Riley Batt and Chris Bond, but then you've also got the likes of Fawcett and Ozane out there as well, who have their roles on the court. So everyone is contributing in their own way. And I just think that this sport is, it's blown me away.
Riley Batt under some pressure here. He needs to get the molten ball away. Finds Chris Bond. Wonderful stuff from the Steelers. They didn't panic in that clutch situation. And they've got the try, which brings up 40 tries for the Aussies. The margin 4, just over 3.5 to play in this third term, the championship term as they call it. And this is a big game, a semi-final. The winner goes through to play for gold against Japan. The runner-up will play Team USA for bronze. So I'm a bit hesitant to use that word loser because you sort of took that a bit personally, Molly.
Well, if you don't win, you lose. So it makes sense to use it.
40-37, the margin 3. 3:22 as Riley Batt takes it to the line. Plays it there and just goes over that attacking quarter. Nice little bump there from Jamie Steed late, but wasn't enough. Riley Batt was absolutely flying in the key, and just another superb performance from him and the Steelers, Molly.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they're putting on a great show for us today. They're not giving up, and, this is what we expected to see today. And I think we also expected to see a hard match from Great Britain, and that's what they're doing. You've got the likes of Jimmy Roberts out there who's putting on a show as well, and I love this. You can see now on the screen that you've got Riley Batt, but then 3 of the Brit players as well. They're really starting to focus in and put a lot of pressure on Riley, but as we said earlier, he doesn't crumble under that pressure.
Bondi just takes it to the line, gets through. Nice play from the Steelers. Didn't panic in the clutch, 42-38. And a coach's timeout is called by Great Britain, so they will use one of 2. And a nice little area to use it, I think. They're down by 4, Molly, so that's good judgment from Great Britain.
Yeah, agreed. It really just gives them a chance to sort of take a step back and have a think about what they're doing and just to get themselves back on track. I feel like the momentum of this game, I wouldn't say momentum, actually. I'd say intensity. It's not as intense as what it was yesterday. Australia aren't coming out as hard as what they had against Japan. It's just a different style of play today as well. But it's still, nonetheless, it's enjoyable to watch and it's hard-hitting wheelchair rugby.
So Bondi will just towel himself off, get nicely back onto that court for the Steelers. Ozane, just the new man on the court, as Bondi and Batt will combine. And it looks like there has been a change for Great Britain. Ayaz Bouta, who's been a superb player for Great Britain over the last 5 days, he's on the court for Great Britain. So Ryan has called a timeout. Great pressure there from the Steelers inside the clutch. Great Britain, they probably could have gone there, but they've panicked a little bit and they've used one of their timeouts. So, that's probably an interesting call there, Molly, that they've gone that way.
Yeah, probably a little bit of panic there, but that's what the Steelers want, I'm guessing. In the late stages of the game, this is where you want to start applying the pressure and start to force the mistakes. The more mistakes that they can force Great Britain to make, the more that they can capitalise on that. So good work there by the Steelers.
So you can see the Aussies just having a bit of a meeting as play gets underway now. It'll be Great Britain that plays it, and Jimmy Roberts will take it from the line. In fact, it's Chris Ryan that'll take it from the inbound. Gives it nicely back into Roberts. Roberts just has the molten ball in his cart, just tries to go there. Nice work from Ryan to try and shut out Riley Batt. Comes Roberts, great pass over the top. Ayaz Bouta. Oh, that's about as sharp as the earring in Molly's hand. Terrific stuff from the Aussies. And brilliant stuff from Great Britain. 42-39, the margin at 3 points. Ball goes into Ozan. Nicely to Bondi. Bondi works it to the key. Gives it back to Bat. Brilliant stuff, Riley Bat. Great stuff, Ben Fawcett. Works it nicely. How did he get that pass away? Oh, devastating. It couldn't get into the hands of Bondi. Great Britain will turn it over. Working hard now. Trying to get inside that key. Pops the pass. Brilliant catch, Ayaz Buttar. Great Britain. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant there, Molly.
I'd say that taking that coach's time out has been really beneficial for the Great Britain side. They just seem to have regrouped and the intensity is starting to build again for them, and they're connecting really well. So hopefully they can keep it on the rise.
2:14 left, and just an adjustment to Chris Bond's chair. He's set to go. So Great Britain starting to really lift here. Down by 2 to go before three-quarter time. Bat works it nicely. Great work from Jimmy Roberts on the flank. He's trying hard. Now he goes there. Chris Ryan tries to get him. Bit of a bump and shove from Roberts, but Riley Bat just simply too quick. And he gets the try for the Aussies. 43-40 now, the margin. 3 points and 2 to go before three-quarter time. Roberts inbounds it. Takes it to the line, fires the pass over the top. Ayaz Buttar now has it, tries to go at the line, uses support. Roberts now on the flank, fires the pass, threads the needle. Brilliant stuff from the Great Britain side. Chris Ryan, the man with 2 first names, gets the try for Great Britain. 43-41 into Bondi. Nicely worked to Bat. What a superb game we're seeing here, Molly.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? And we were just talking before about how Great Britain seemed to have regrouped and upped their intensity when they had that coach's timeout. But you can see that Riley Bat is really upping his intensity now as well. So he responds well to the other side when they change their tactics a little bit. So good to see that the Australians are in tune with what the Brits are doing.
So Ayaz Buttar just slows down the clock. You can see it in the top right of your screen at 26 seconds. Now Buttar tries to work it there, 44-41. This game being played certainly at a semi-final standard. And now Buttar has some work to do in that clutch situation. Passes beautifully. Chris Ryan goes back-to-back for the Brits. 44-42 the margin. 2 points, a minute 15. Big 75 seconds here for both sides, really, Molly.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was Chris Ryan that got that try and the last try as well. And what he's doing is finding a way around the chaos, and he's getting some space in the key as well, which is making it really easy for the Brits because they're getting, making the Australians get caught up in that defence on the other side of the key. So great work there from the Brits. 22
seconds left on that shot clock before that try was scored for Great Britain. So they worked it nicely inside the final minute. As Ryan on the flank gives it nicely. Ayaz Buttar. He scores another try. One of the great pointers for Great Britain. The 2.5 range. And it's played away there by Riley Bat. Bat just plays it to the line. Here comes Coggan. Here comes Roberts. Nice thread the needle pass through. Bondi and Bat combining well. Ozan, he protects the line from Ryan. Now Bat. You can see the clock there in the top of your screen. 21 seconds to go on that shot clock. Big crowd in attendance here at the Key Centre, cheering on the local side inside the final 20 seconds of the third term, the championship quarter. 45-43, Australia by 2, looking to get the margin to 3. Riley Bat twists and turn, holds it up. 3 seconds, 2 seconds left on the shot clock. Wonderful presence of mind inside that try area, Molly, from Riley Bat.
Yeah, it really is. You know, you can see that they took their time in the far court, and then when they came up near their try line, they took their time there as well. But, the Great Britons are right over that line there with only 0.9 of a second to go in Jonathan Coggan, which now takes the score to 46 to Australia, 44 to Great Britain.
Inbound pass, siren sounds, three-quarter time here at the Key Centre. Wonderful game in progress. Big final term coming up. 46-44. Steelers by 2. A break and back with more.
Hello, Jean. Good of you to let your husband borrow your brand new car. Your insurance covers you, though, right?
I think so.
Jenny, you got a new employee and a new Narazzo 1300. That machine's insured, isn't it? Date night, eh?
Yeah, and our daughter's having a few friends over.
Yeah, I saw that on social media. I take it your home is insured for that? Don't just think you're covered, know you are with GIO.
See, feel, climb. First out, last in. Look round corners, look in crannies. Go down dark alleys, lose yourself. Catch a lift, break new ground. Turn things inside out. Go walkabout, get set. Go after the goosebumps. Never stop discovering.
Linda, Lindsay, look at you two. Date night?
Our daughter set it up.
Well, that is a thoughtful child.
I know, right? She even booked us dinner in a hotel. She might even have a few friends over.
Yeah, I reckon there's 120 people coming to your house tonight. You are insured, aren't you? Don't just think your home is covered. Know it is, with accidental damage cover with GIO Platinum Home Insurance.
Welcome back to the Key Centre. Final court action time here in the final term. 46-44. 8 minutes to go. Referees just having a meeting. They're just having a discussion. Ayaz Buta just putting his 2 cents in. Riley Batt just pleading the case for the Steelers. And it looks as though it will come to Great Britain for the feed. It looks like John O'Coggin's in the bench. So Great Britain are down to 3 players. So this is a big advantage here for the Australians in this final term, early doors, Molly.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is the quarter where they really need to start adding on the points and just getting a couple more ahead of Great Britain, because they're only 2 points ahead at the moment. So we'll see what they can do.
So Chris Ryan about to inbound it for Great Britain. This is a big moment. Ayaz Buta. Real game changer here for the Brits. Oh, brilliant stuff. Chris Ryan to the line for the try. Striking charge from Batt. And the try is there. Wonderful stuff from the Great Britain side. They're back into this by 1. Bondi, geez, almost losing it there. So the pressure really starting to apply in this final quarter, Molly.
Yeah, absolutely, and you can see there just by that that little striking call then, and then the spill of the ball a bit. Hopefully, Australia can really just regather that possession and just slow it down a bit. I think that's one of the important things now. The pressure is on; they're 2 points ahead. You've just got to keep calm, and you just got to stick to your game plan, play your own game, and that's how they'll be able to take this match out with a win.
Ryan gives it into Roberts. Roberts just inside that attacking line. Nicely worked from Bondi in defence. Here comes Roberts. Twisting and turning, and a great try. 47-46, 7:24 now left in this game. So, in other news, Japan, they will play for gold tomorrow against the winner of this clash. USA, they will play for bronze against whomever is the runner-up. And Chris Bond goes through for the try. Hard to call at the moment. Australia looking pretty strong, but Great Britain, they're certainly on the charge here, aren't they, Molly?
Don't know. I have no idea what's going to happen in this game. I thought that, you come into the game thinking that Australia have been going so well and that we're really confident, and we're sitting only 2 points ahead, and both teams are responding so well. So I honestly couldn't call it. I don't know who's going to get away with this win today, and it's stressing me out. I'm not going to lie. I feel really stressed watching this.
Down to our last fingernails, Molly, as Ayaz Buta works to the line. Ooh, brings it very interesting now. 1 point the margin. 6:44. Look at the determination on Chris Bond's face. Australia are lifting here. The crowd are really getting behind the Steelers. Nice pass across from Batt to Bond. And Australia smartly just taking some time with 28 seconds left on the clock. The Steelers get the try. So pass inbound nicely. IWRF works it, pivots, spins, turns. Tries to get outside that attacking area. Now he'll play it over the halfway line. Bit of a bump and shove from Bat. Timeout was the call. Buta couldn't quite get it quick enough, though. Real clutch situation for the Australians there, Molly.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. It's all happening right now, isn't it? The pressure is on, and let's just see how Australia can respond.
What do you like as a fan? Are you pretty nervous right across the course of a game, or are you just calm like a coach and...
No, I'm not. I'm not calm at all.
Live every second?
No. Well, right now, obviously, because we're commentating, I can't lose it. I have to keep it together a little bit. You know, everyone at home doesn't want to listen to me losing my mind. So, and I'm trying to keep it neutral as well. No, like as a spectator, I do get into it.
Yeah.
I do. There's a lot of shouting.
Oh,
generally.
Outstanding. Probably a lot of words you can't be saying on this broadcast.
Exactly. No one wants a potty mouth.
Oh, News at 11, we found our new radio star. Nice pass across from Bat to Bond. Oh, let's check the traffic. Here's Molly. There's the future yet. Australia get the try. So, a great result here, 50-48, 2 points the margin. But here comes Great Britain. Nice work from Roberts. Twists, turns, tries to go at the line. Look at him working to find a gap through that defensive line. IWRF moves in. Coggan working nicely to the key, trying to prevent Bat from getting in there. IWRF now trying to come up with something. Roberts goes past Riley Bat. Bondi comes across. Geez, there wasn't much real estate there, but he did superbly well. And the margin now 1 point, Molly.
Yeah, that was some good determination there by Robinson. They just don't stop, do they? But then again, the Australians are responding well. Every time we get the ball in hand, what I'm liking is that we're not really playing in that close, confined quarters at the moment. We're spreading it out a lot. You're seeing Bat and Bond working really well together and just doing those long shots, which is getting them out in the open and making tries easy for them.
So Great Britain to inbound it. 5 minutes to go in this contest. The winner will play Japan for gold tomorrow from 4. Who will that be? 2 points the margin. Here comes Great Britain now. Roberts nicely working it through the defensive zone. Has a couple of options, including Ryan, but IWRF says, over here. I'll go through for a try. 51-50. Margin back to 1 point. We went double overtime earlier today. What will be the result here? Stay with us for this next 5 minutes. It's thrilling stuff. Ryan Scott gives it away to Bat. Bat over the top. Brilliant stuff from Bondi. Bondi in open court. You can't give him that much space. He's just going to make you pay with a try, and he's done it on that occasion. Wonderful stuff from Australia. Really starting to just step into another gear here, the Steelers, Molly.
Yeah, and this is where the Brits really need to start honing in on their defence against Australia. You know, they have to keep an eye out for where Bat is, but they also have to start watching where Bond is, because they've run this play a couple of times now where Riley's in nice and tight, and then Bondi just sort of streaks off down the court, and that's where they're getting their tries at the moment. So really got to pay attention to that.
So it'll be inbound here from Chris Ryan. 2 points the margin. Great Britain will be wanting to force a mistake, at least in the next 4.5 minutes. Possibly now, just to put some pressure on. IWRF just works it nicely outside that attacking line. Ben Fawcett just lurking around. Ryan Scott and Coggan. They're trying to just prevent anything from happening there. And IWRF goes through for the try. So there might be a substitution call here. Looks like Great Britain having a coach's timeout. Thought some new players had come on there. Coach's timeout is being taken, which I think is the last one for Great Britain. So, no, it's a coach's timeout for the Steelers. I'm not sure what game I'm watching, but the Steelers now will have the coach's timeout. So they are down to 0, and Great Britain, they have 1 left. So Brad Duberly having a chat with his troops. Well, what sort of message would be given at this stage, do you think, at this point of the contest, Molly.
Do you know what? I think it's all about consistency still, and I've been saying it all through the week. Consistency, intensity, and just momentum as well. They really just have to keep doing what they're doing and doing it well. And what loses a game like this is just coughing up the small mistakes. They're doing nothing wrong in their attack and defence. Just don't drop the ball, don't make those mistakes, and don't make it easy for the Brits either.
Nice inbound pass from Bond to Bat. They've started to lift a little bit here, the Steelers. You can hear the home crowd getting behind the boys. And Bat will just work it nicely towards the line. Holds it up with 27 seconds left on the shot clock. He'll go through for the try. So the referee's just coming over and giving a pushing call. So it's a penalty try. So 52-51. And it'll be inbound from Chris Bond. So the margin 1, this is where Great Britain will need to try and force that turnover to get a square at 52 apiece. Bond working nicely, looking for an opportunity. Gives it away to Ben Fawcett, back to Bondy. Bondy nicely to Bat. Bat just keeps it at the line. Great work from Ryan Scott there, just floating around in protection. Bondy trying to hold out Roberts. Scott and Ayaz Buta having a bit of a board meeting and a discussion. Probably working out where they'll go for dinner later tonight. As Bat works it nicely to the line. Goes left and right. Just tries to find a gap through. Holds up the clock. 13 seconds left on the shot clock. That comes into vision now on the top left of your screen. Bat will just soak up some time. Holds it in the key. 2 seconds left and just pushes it with 1 second left. Again, smart play from Riley Bat there at this time in the game.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I think it's really important to be aware of where you are in the game, how far you are ahead of your opposition, and where the shot clock is at as well. So we were only 1 point ahead, so it's a really smart move to just work the clock down as much as you can, because you can see here that as soon as we score a try, Great Britain go over and they respond with another one as well. So they're only trailing us by 1 point.
Yeah, Jimmy Roberts getting the try on that occasion for Great Britain. 53-52. It's a really large crowd in attendance. It's wonderful to see so many Defence Force people, fans, various dignitaries here at this event. Absolutely marvellous for the sport in this country to see so many people cheering on the home side and getting behind the family of wheelchair rugby. Bat nicely close to the line. Comes there left and right. And the penalty try has been given. So a bit of a push and shove. 4 in the key for Great Britain. And the try goes to the Steelers. So the margin now back to 2, just under 3 to play, Molly. Really tight final 3 minutes coming up here for both sides.
Yeah, absolutely. Great Britain are only trailing by a little bit, but they're not giving up, are they?
Comes at the line, Buta. Buta works it nicely against his opposition 10. Passes across to Ryan. Brilliant stuff, Great Britain. Really lifted there. And they got the try there. So they now need to force the mistake here, Molly, to just get themselves back in touch with the Australians.
Yeah, that's it. You know, Great Britain have given up a couple of little mistakes, and now that's what they need. Like you said, they just need Australia to start making a couple of mistakes so they can start to capitalise on that. But we will see who drops the bundle first.
Well, in the game in the earlier day, New Zealand, they really pushed Colombia, but it was just that vital mistake with about 11 seconds to go. And Colombia, they managed to get the points on that occasion. So this is the time where Australia, they can't take the foot off the accelerator. Pressure goes to Great Britain, but there's a little bit of pressure on the Steelers as Riley Bat works his way nicely. Straight up the middle of the court is Bondy in protection. He goes at Roberts and says, nah, you're not coming near my mate. And Bat will just take his time. 23 seconds left on that shot clock. Won't take too much more time. 22 seconds is left as he crosses the try line. 55-53 now, the margin to 2. Just over 2 to play. Now, Great Britain push it downfield. Roberts to Buta. Buta works nicely. Coggan in protection there. They go to the flank. Needs a good pass inbound. Goes to Ryan. Ryan just around 1. Now to Buta. Buta comes back. Roberts on the flank. He'll go the left-hand side towards Ryan Scott. Brady holds protection. Thought Ryan Scott might have got him there, but he couldn't quite. Great protection from the teammate for Great Britain in Ryan. And a wonderful try there to Ayaz Buta. 55-54. Under 2 to play. You can really hear the intensity lift in the arena here, Molly.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, the Australians are responding well every time. And like I said earlier, Chris Bond and Riley Batt are working really well together. And as soon as they start to get that separation where one's in one end of the court and the other one's up the other end, you know that they're going to score a try in that space.
Roberts will take it up for Great Britain. Big collision with Batt and Roberts. Gives it away to Ryan. Ryan tries to work at the line. Swings through and gets the try. Just over 90 seconds to play. 1 point the margin. Big 90 seconds coming up. One of these teams will play Japan for gold tomorrow. The other will play bronze against the USA. Who's it going to be? Riley Batt lifts, goes across. Brilliant stuff, Ozan. Nicely worked, Riley Batt. Look at the determination from the New South Wales Gladiator. Charges hard at the line. Holds up the shot clock. Roberts tries to prevent him, but he goes through for the try. Wonderful, wonderful wheelchair rugby from the Steelers, Molly.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was a really great block there by Ben Fawcett. You know, without that, it would have made it a lot harder for Riley to be able to get around on the outside there. So credit to Ben Fawcett. He is doing absolutely spectacular today.
Roberts works it nicely. Can Great Britain get themselves back here? 57-55. Good catch, Buta. Brilliant stuff, Roberts. Works it through the middle. Tries to get in the line. Coggan on the left flank tries to provide protection. Ryan does it on the right. Short pass. Buta through. Great try, Great Britain. Back within 1. Inside the final minute. Huge 51 seconds here, Molly.
Oh, I feel even more stressed than I was before, Jono. This is insane. But hopefully Australia can get it together. But you can see here that the Brits are just honing straight in on Riley again.
So holding the ball is the call. And Australia will get possession. You would have been hearing the dulcet tones of Gary Lowe, the G-Lowe Show, doing a wonderful job as the court announcer here at the Key Centre all week. Just another Queenslander doing his best. As speaking of Queenslanders, Bondi now just goes through. Just over 30 seconds to play. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Bondi goes over. Australia looking good here, 58-56. If they win here, Molly, they'll remain undefeated. And we've got ourselves a great final coming up against Japan if they can hold on.
Absolutely. You know, it's looking like it now. We've got 20 seconds left on the clock. We'll see what they can pull out for us.
Roberts works it nicely. Just to the left and right. 58-56, 12 seconds to go. The Brits bring it in with 1. Huge 11 seconds here for Great Britain. Bondi to Batt. Batt will work it nicely. They'll probably just slow down the clock, but they've got to get out of that defensive area. Gives it to Bondi. Bondi lives. Listen to the crowd. Oh, yeah, the big fist pump from Bondi. They love it. They're playing for gold. They're going to go up against Team Japan. Wonderful, wonderful moment. Listen to this, Molly.
How good is that? Chris Bond, as soon as he caught that ball, he looked over to the crowd then and he just pumped his fist in the air and he knew exactly what he'd done for his team then. Great work by all of the Australians today. They've been absolutely sensational. And a big credit out there as well to Ben Fawcett. I thought he had a spectacular game.
So a wonderful, wonderful finish to day 5 of the 2018 IWRF GIO Wheelchair Rugby World Championship. Wonderful camaraderie between these two sides. Great Britain take a bow. You were superb today. You will play the USA for bronze tomorrow from 1:30. But the Australian Steelers, they will go up against Team Japan. They played each other on Wednesday, Molly. We saw a preview of that. It was a dominant win to Australia. But Team Japan, they have lifted, haven't they? And we are in for a cracker tomorrow from 4.
Oh, they have. Yesterday's game was intense right from the get-go, and I'm predicting the exact same thing for tomorrow. I think it's going to be absolutely amazing. You can see here all of the Australians coming in. The crowd are on their feet. This is amazing. Well done to Australia. I cannot wait to see them in the gold medal match tomorrow.
Well, you'll be able to hear all the action of the gold medal match from 4 p.m. Myself, Steve Rebilliard, and Molly Gray will call all the action of that one, and Steve Rebilliard and I will do the action of the bronze medal. The wonderful sounds of Aussie, Aussie, Aussie go across the Key Centre here in Homebush. There's the Australian side on your screen. They'll play Team Japan tomorrow for the gold. It'll be Great Britain, USA, 2 wonderful games. It all starts at 9:30. Match 31 winner takes on match 32, and the losers will take on each other in the second game Then we continue on and we go into the bronze medal game. 1:30, all the action starts at the Key Centre. Then 4 o'clock, it'll be Australia and Japan. Who is going to take the gold? Find out from 4. My name's John O'Farr. On behalf of Molly Gray and the entire B Live streaming team, thank you for joining us on day 5. We'll see you tomorrow from 9:30 for the final day of the 2018 IWRF GIO Wheelchair Rugby World Championship. Have a great night.